Quazi here, and in this video, I'm going to share with you an advanced attention exercise to really choose the reality you want to experience. Before I begin this video, I want to quickly announce that I'm doing a free giveaway of my book, Life Mastery. If you want to enroll into a competition to win this book for completely free, just comment Life Mastery down below. And at the end of the week, we're going to be announcing one lucky winner to get this book for completely free in the ebook format. Also, I'm super excited to announce that the free one-to-one consult for the Reality Mastery program is open. So wait till the end of the video for the announcement on that. And with that, let's get started with this video. Now, in this video, I want to talk to you about your own attention and really ask you, what do you think attention is? Who do you think is your attention? Like, who is aware of this attention? What brings the attention on this attention? But before getting even that abstract, I want to define attention as something that you actually are. Because if you really think about it, you are your attention, right? So what attention really does is it gives you the choice of which reality you prefer. Now, I talk a lot about books like Reality Transurfing and Tufte, the Priestess, but really upon deeper understanding, you'll see that with your attention, you can choose what is known as scripts and how and which script you would like to play out in your life. So in that book, Tufte, the Priestess, by an author called Vadim Zeland, the same author of Reality Transurfing, which essentially is a quantum physics model of viewing reality and the events that occur in it, and a really advanced way of viewing, how everything is happening and how to manage your own reality. Now, in that book, in Tufte, Vadim Zeland talks about this concept of attention and how you are able to choose a new script with attention. You disengage from the current script and choose a new one that you would like. Now, in most people's lives, in every single one of our lives, there is this fate model at play, the predetermined script, and also there is the script that you would like to choose with your own consciousness and free will. That is possible as well. Now, a lot of the times people have trouble aligning astrology with clairvoyance and all of that. And they're like, oh, well, my fate's been predestined, right? And no, wrong. Your fate has been predestined, but you also have the power to choose which reality you like. Most of the time, clairvoyants can tell the future based on the current script that's playing. The only reason they're able to tell your future is because this current script that's playing right now. But you are fully able to change the script. That's your power. So with that being said, how do you change this script? And that is with the power of your attention. But most of the time, people don't even know how to disengage from this current script. They're too drawn in. And the biggest thing that does that is identification. Identification stops your attention from being withdrawn and directed into a new place that you'd like to redirect it. What you call as your things right now, let's say my chair or my arm, my body, what I call as my body right now, is just becoming an extension of myself. If you think about it, it's sort of like, if you guys watch Harry Potter, you probably know an evil villain called Voldemort. Now, in this Harry Potter scene, Voldemort, what he does is, in order to stay immortal, he divides up his soul into 7 different Horcruxes. And a Horcrux is just an object of Voldemort's liking. So he splits up his soul into this object, that object, and 7 different objects. When Harry Potter and his friends seek out to find these Horcruxes and destroy one Horcrux, Voldemort gets weaker and weaker. And this is because he starts identifying with these. This is becoming an extension of himself. So when we destroy things, when we take away your car, when we take away your clothes, when we take away your things, you become less and less of yourself because you're identified with these things. Your attention is on here. This is becoming your attention. And in that way, because you're becoming less and less of yourself, this identification is destroyed. Now, that's one way of destroying the identification. But the other way is to consciously do it. Is to consciously start to realize that you are not these things. And once you start to do that, once you start to become aware of your, of what you have, then you immediately stop identifying with it. That's the nature of awareness. Awareness is the best tool to help you stop identifying with something. Even people with the characteristics that they have. Nowadays people are like, oh, I am a 33-year-old black male. Yes, you'll see on forums, they'll always announce themselves as a 34-year-old, white female. I am very offended by this. When you say something like that, your I am is getting identified with this 34-year-old white female. So this is, your attention is becoming attached to this identification, and that's why you're not able to choose the reality you want and you're living the predetermined script. So once you bring awareness to these things, you're no longer identified with it. That's the nature of awareness. Once you become aware that you have a hand, you're not your hand anymore. Once you become aware that you have thoughts, you're not your mind anymore. Once you become aware that you have feelings, you're not your body anymore, but you have a body. It's a real subtle shift that happens within you, but this is very, very key once you get very introspective in this spiritual journey. So I'm going to share with you 3 steps to get to a point where you're disengaging from that predetermined script so you can choose whatever it is that you would like in your life. What identification does is it creates compulsivity and dependence. Once we withdraw something from you, if your state of being becomes diminished, that means it's actually a good thing. That means you're becoming emptier and emptier. The goal is to become emptier so we can put the good stuff in. Now, this again relates to this nature of karma, the cycle of karma. And what karma literally translates to is action. So if you click up here, I've made many videos on the nature of karma and how it works, how it is the only thing that creates reality. What's binding you to this physical existence is karma, whether it be good karma or bad karma. If you want to make money, you visualize making money, you're creating good, karma that you would like. If you do something bad to someone and you have bad thoughts, you're creating bad karma that you just dislike. Regardless, it's karma. Karma is the thing that's filling you up. We want to empty out that negative stuff and put in the good stuff at least. That's the gist of this channel. So with that being said, this identification creates dependence and compulsivity. If your state of being gets diminished after we take away your car, that means you're identifying with the car. That means you become a little emptier and emptier. The goal is to just get emptier. People think, God is the light. Light is a little speck in this massively dark universe. 95% of this universe is darkness. It's dark energy, dark matter. Light is just 5%. So the light isn't God. God is darkness. At first there was nothing. And this nothingness evolved into awareness. And this awareness evolved into energy. This energy evolved into the mind. And then the mind into the physical body. And this is the cycle. The body goes back into nothingness and then goes through this cycle again and again and again. This is how everything came to be. So the goal is to get to that nothingness point, to dissolve completely. That's the goal of spirituality. But I'm here to teach you how to manifest this positive karma and create, the life that you would actually like to experience. So with that said, the best way to bring your attention under your control is to bring it to its center. And here's a video, click up here, on how to bring your attention to its center. What I'm about to share with you is a really much more advanced level of that. So before you even go on with this video, make sure you check this one out up here and then come back to this. So what you want to be doing is getting into awareness. The 3 steps to doing this exercise and bringing your attention completely to your control is to do this. Step 1, you become aware of the feelings in your body. At any given moment in time, maybe every single hour or twice an hour, you become aware of your feelings and how you feel within your body. Then you bring your awareness to your thoughts. What are you thinking? And then you see the mind-body and its connection, how your thoughts are affecting your feelings. Sometimes you'll notice that, when you feel anxiety, there's always a little thought that trails off very quickly. So you can't identify the thought anymore because it's already gone, but the feeling is there in the body. So become very, very acutely aware of your body by becoming aware of your feelings and your thoughts. Then you become aware of your mind. Once you become aware of your feelings, then you no longer identify with the body. Once you become aware of your thoughts, you no longer identify with the mind. But we just fall asleep and begin to identify again. This is the problem. The consciousness can't be retained. The third step, after you've done these two, is to become aware of the one who experiences the feelings, the one who experiences the thoughts. And see how deep you can get into that. Become aware of the experiencer that experiences the thoughts and the feelings. And then become aware of the experiencer that experiences the experiencer, experiencing the thoughts and the feelings. See how deep you can get into this. And as you keep doing this, you get emptier and emptier. You can do this in meditation. You can even just open your eyes, and do it in everyday living. Become aware of that which is experiencing. And you will see how empty you become inside. Once you become empty inside, then you can fill it up with the good stuff that you'd like. And manifestation becomes infinitely easier. This is how spirituality really ramped up the manifestation journey for me. People start to experience really good things in life and they get too identified with this experience. So when it goes to shit, they're too identified with this experience. So the going to shit actually makes them lose a part of themselves. Because now they are this good experience. And when this good experience is not happening, they feel less and less of themselves. But this is just the nature of physical reality. It's going to go up and down. It's never going to go 100% your way unless you make it. This is the only way to do it once you withdraw from it. Then it's 100% your way. It doesn't even matter how it goes outside. You're just completely fine within, right? So with that, I conclude this video. This is a very, very powerful exercise. And this completely changed my life. So I urge you to try this out as well. And let me know in the comments below how this goes. I'd love to know, what sort of results you're getting with all the practices that you are doing right now. And just leave me a comment. I love seeing these comments and I love engaging with you. So thank you for watching. And just to recap this video, attention is the only thing that gives you a choice in which reality you want to choose. Identification is the biggest sin and stopping your attention from being redirected onto things that you actually want because you're unconsciously identified to certain things. Identification also creates compulsivity. It gets you away from consciousness and gets you into compulsivity. Finally, when you bring your attention to its center, which is a lower level part of this exercise, and you can click up here to look at that, it really helps you to get your attention under your control so you can place it on whatever it is you want. But if you want to get much more advanced, the 3-step process is to become aware of your feelings, aware of your thoughts, and aware of the experiencer that experiences both of these. And with that, I conclude this video. I sincerely hope this helped. If you like this kind of content and also you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell there so you're notified of any new video that I put out. And also, I am super excited to announce that I'm growing a massive Facebook group where I'll be sharing all of this kind of stuff. So just click on the link in the description below to join the Facebook group, and I hope I see you there. Also, I'm super excited to announce that the Reality Mastery Program is going and evolving to its 2.0 version. And what we're doing is we're completely transforming how this program is going so we can affect more people and also at the same time really get you results. And what the Reality Mastery Program is based on is on the principles of the becoming and the being paradigm. I saw that whenever I became a certain version of myself, I lived that reality that version of myself would live. When I became the attractive version, I attracted my dream partner. When I became the 4.0 GPA Quazi, I got good grades in school. When I became the entrepreneur Quazi, I started doing what I love every single day, making the income that I want. All of these were possible for me because of who I became. And I know this is possible for you as well because I'm helping my clients do this in their lives every single day. So make sure you click on the link in the description below to sign up for the free one-to-one consult to see if we would be a good fit and also to see if how we can get you from where you are now to where you need to be in order to manifest your dream life. Thank you for watching. Till next time. Peace.